yard. You're screwing up the shot. You got your hatches off. Damn you.
Hey guys, welcome to Velocity Addiction. I'm Rick, and just want to give you guys a little update as to what's going on today. Yesterday you saw a video from my friend Phil and I running our boats. I had Warpaint out, his boat Amaretta, and we ran around at the local lake right here behind my house. Today Phil and I went down and we ran with the rest of the crew that we usually run with. We had a couple new guys that I haven't met before. One of them has run with these guys in the past, but made some great new friends, and we had some fun. And I was playing around with Warpaint yesterday. In the video you saw, I couldn't get it above 57.2 miles an hour. The thing just was stuck there, would not go any faster. Brought it home, greased the shafts last night, or actually this morning we greased the shafts, went through the boat, tightened everything up, and I changed my stinger settings. Yesterday we were running at 4.5. I'm sorry, we were running at 3 millimeters, which was 1 millimeter positive on the strut. I think it was just running too wet. The props were too much in the water. So today we went out with a new setup on the stingers. Instead of running 4 millimeters, which is neutral, we were running 4.5 millimeters, which was half a millimeter negative, which should have brought the nose up a little bit out of the water. And it seemed to be running pretty good. Had 3 flips out of it. One was my fault, just running into wind too fast. The other one was from trying to avoid another boat that was sitting dead at the end of the run, and just turned it too fast and barrel rolled it. And I can't remember what the third one was, but it had a good day anyway. We ran it pretty hard. First run out of the box was pretty bad. It was 54 something miles an hour, which was probably the slowest I've ever had the boat, and that was with the struts at 4.5 millimeters negative. And went back, put it on the setup board, and dropped the struts back to neutral and put it back in the water. And we were running the batteries all the way in the back, with neutral settings, which is usually a pretty bow high riding attitude for this boat. And we did 58.7 miles an hour, which was about what I've been stuck at lately. 57, 58 miles an hour. I can't really get past that. I have been past it. I have had the boat to 60 miles an hour flat, but not recently. Recently I've been kind of tinkering around with the struts and strut angles and stuff, and it seems to be slowing me down. So first run, like I said, was in the 57 range. Brought it in, changed the strut angle to 4 millimeters and put it back in the water, and we ran 58.9. Which was a good run. That was a little bit faster than what I've been running regularly lately. Brought the boat back in, and we bumped the timing on the motor. I've been running 0 degrees on the motors. Bumped it up to 3.5, put it back in the water. Boat did 59.8. Brought it back in, bumped the timing a little bit more, put it back in the water, and we ran 60.4, which is a new personal best for Warpaint. That's the fastest the boat's ever gone. we did have a couple incidents where we flipped the boat. Like I said, we flipped it 3 times. I had to row out and get it 3 times, which my shoulders are pretty sore right now. The last time, I forgot to put the drain plug in the boat and flipped it, and realized when I put my radio down on the table to go get into the rescue boat that my drain plug was sitting on the table right next to where I put the radio. So I was rowing pretty hard and pretty fast trying to get out to it before it sank. Luckily, when it was upside down, it was floating just above, the drain plug was floating just above the water line, so not too much water got in there. But I was definitely afraid it was going to sink. So, but we got to it in time, brought it back, drained it out, and that was pretty much all I did. At that point, I was at 3.8 volts on the batteries, which still have plenty to go. I probably could have ran 1 or 2 more runs with it. Really wanted to, but I was in a time crunch. I had only 2 hours to run with these guys, and then I had to run out. But I brought the batteries back and put them in storage mode, and I haven't gone through the boat yet. She did have a lot of water in her. I actually, just before I turned the camera on, drained it out. Had probably about half a cup of water in it that I didn't realize was in there. So I pulled the hatch off. I'll leave the hatch off tonight. All the water's out of it. It's a little damp inside, so we'll let Mother Nature dry her out. I sprayed some electronics parts cleaner into the motor, trying to blow out any kind of moisture might be in there. And I sprayed down the receiver. So we'll let her dry out tonight. Tomorrow we'll tear her down and clean her up and re-grease everything and get it ready for the next run. And I was pretty happy with the 60.4. As fast as it's ever run. I know it's got more in it. I think we'll bump the timing just a little bit more on the motor and see what else happens. Motors were coming off at 80 degrees, which was about ambient temperature today. So they weren't even getting warm out there. Plus the lake water was fairly cool. Wasn't too bad. It was probably in the 70s somewhere. So it kept the motors fairly cool. I think we could start bumping timing up a little bit and building a little bit more heat in the motors without hurting anything. And we have some props on order. Right now we're still running the stock props. We may have to bring the timing back down a little bit when we put the new props on. They should be here, it said between 15 and 20 days. I know they're in the mail already, but they're coming from overseas, so I don't know how long it's going to be before they're here. And then we may also pick up some props from Das Boater and see what his props will do on the boat. Phil had a pretty good day with his boat. He has an Impulse 31. You saw it in the videos yesterday. I don't have a whole lot of video that I shot today. A lot of it is actually all of it is onboard video from Richard's Zelos that he was running a GoPro on the deck. Like I said, I was tinkering with the boat so much. I was having a lot of fun running the boat and just totally forgot about shooting video for you guys. But you'll see some onboard video from his boat. We have some pictures of the carnage. Howard ran his Zealous into the bank like a lawn dart. You'll see I pulled his boat out of the mud and it looked like he had 2 Christmas wreaths hanging off the sponsons on his boat. David, our new guy that showed up, he's a great guy. Brought his ProMarine Skater X2 and he flipped it. I think he flipped it twice. The last time he flipped it, he snapped the hatch in half. So he's at home right now, tearing that boat apart and cleaning it up and getting the water out of it. The boat actually sank from the hatch being broken, and I think he said he already has the hatch on order. He went home immediately, called ProMarine and ordered a new hatch for it. So hopefully he'll be out next weekend as well with us, and it was a great time. We had a lot of guys show up, and we had a lot of fun. And we actually have a couple more guys that are looking to come out. They just couldn't come out today. So I don't know about your area. New Jersey is a tough place for RC boating. There's not many places where we can run, and a lot of the boaters throughout the state are kind of scattered. There's not a bunch of boaters that run in one area. So we do have a great bunch of guys that we're starting to build our community and get guys to come out and run. We have a bunch of guys that come from up North Jersey, and I think we're gonna start rotating the lakes that we run at. We'll do a lake up in North Jersey, and we'll come to a lake down here in South Jersey every other weekend, just so everybody's not traveling so far to run. But that's pretty much it for this weekend. Like I said, new personal best for Warpaint. I think we could squeeze a little bit more out of it before we put the props on, and I think that's it. So enjoy the clip. There's a couple clips here of Richard Zelos with his GoPro on the deck and him chasing everybody around. And I got some pictures of the carnage, and that's pretty much for today. We didn't get a whole lot of material for you guys, and I'm sorry. But enjoy, and we'll see you next week. Bye.